Hey, what's going on guys? RVZ Stealth here, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys my top 5 League of Legends pet peeves, and things that just really annoy me in League of Legends. I decided to just mix it up a little bit rather than going with one of my normal videos and doing a normal series video for today, so I hope you guys enjoy this little random video, and without further ado, let's jump into my top 5. So at my number 5 spot, the thing that annoys me in League of Legends is when teammates blame the jungler. So it seems like every few games I get this one teammate who, every death he gets, he seems to somehow tie it into blaming the jungler. Like, if you're dying to the enemy jungler or if you're dying in lane, then just either place wards, don't push out in lane as far, because like, you should never blame the jungler for your deaths, and it just really annoys me how some players just seem like every time they die, it's the jungler's fault. Like, that's one thing that just really annoys me, and all they have to do, like I said, is buy a ward, don't push out in lane as far. Like, you should not ever you should just be responsible for your own lane and never rely on the jungler to gank for you and get you kills. Especially in solo queue, that's not how you're going to win games, and if you're constantly blaming the jungler, then you're not going to improve as a player. So if you are one of those people who blame junglers, then I'd recommend stop doing it, because it's not going to improve your play at all. So at my number 4 spot, it's going to be asking other teammates to ward. So this really gets on my nerves, because like, for example, if someone asks like the support to ward and they've already got 3 wards on the map, it seems like my teammate doesn't realize that you're only allowed to place 3 wards, and they think that the support can just place like all the wards in the game and just have wards everywhere on the map. But if you want wards, then just buy them. Like, they cost 75 gold, and it just really gets on my nerves when teammates are like raging at your team for not having vision. Like, if you want vision, then buy your own vision. So my number 3 is going to be when people in champion select call like top or jungle only, and then they end up like not getting the role, so then they just troll and pick like top or something. Like, if you're going to play ranked, then know all the roles. Like, don't go into ranked knowing only one lane and then just trolling because you don't get your lane. That really makes me mad, and I usually end up dodging if that happens. But yeah, especially if people just only know one role and then they just end up taking the role and trolling, that's another thing that really gets on my nerves. At my number 2 spot is going to be when people in chat say like GG or GG noobs or like wrecked or something like that, when they're either really far ahead and they're like crushing their opponents. Like, there's no need to say in chat like GG noobs or something like that. It's just it's just really disrespectful, and it really gets on my nerves when teammates do that, especially if you're like destroying them, because it just isn't gonna make them feel good at all. And when your teammates do this, I just usually say to them like, stop man, like, why are you doing this? That's another thing that just really gets on my nerves. And at my number 1 spot, it's going to be when teammates blame you for their death. So for example, if we're in a little 2v2 duel or something, and I notice that there's no way that we're going to end up winning that 2v2, if I can back out in time and have my teammate die, then I'll call that a win situation. Well, it's not really a win because one of us are going to die, but it's better than both of us dying. And it seems like whenever I do that, if I notice that there's no way we're going to win the duel and I back out, my teammate's always like, man, you should have stayed in there, we could have won that fight. Or they're like, dude, why'd you let me die? Like, come in here and help me. Like, if I notice that there's no way we're gonna win it, then I'm backing out. Like, I'm not staying in there and dying as well. And it seems like whenever I back out, my teammate's like, dude, you should have stayed in there. Like, we could have won that, when like it was obvious that we weren't going to win the fight. And another one is when like your teammate gets caught so often and they blame you for them getting caught. So for example, if your teammate gets caught by like a thresh hook or something and you're just standing there, it seems like my teammates always blame me like, dude, why didn't you give me some peel? Like, come in here and help me. Like, he gets hooked, it's a 3v1, and I'm not just going to go in there and try to help him and risk myself dying for him making a careless play. Like, I hate it when players do that, when they blame you for like every single death they get, and that's the one thing that just really annoys me when playing League of Legends, especially in ranked. Like, you see this so often. But yeah, that's all for the video, guys. Be sure to leave in the comments below what your biggest pet peeves are in League of Legends, because I'm always interested to hear your guys' opinions on certain things. But that is all for the video, guys. If you enjoyed, then be sure to like and subscribe for more League of Legends content, and I will see you in my next video.